to Pioneers of Greatness with Nompilo and thank you so much for wanting to journey with us in discovering yourself as a pioneer of greatness. Pioneers are people who see potential, innovators who are willing to try new things, and pioneers push boundaries to advance a cause or idea or even break a record. Well, let us go on a journey of discovering ourselves, and also while we do that, overcoming great challenges which will certainly make us pioneers of greatness. Greetings guys, and hello, welcome back to the Empowerment Podcast. You are tuned in on the Pioneers of Greatness show with your host Nompilo. It is such an honor to be always coming at your service and speaking life into your ears, into your life, into your soul. As you know, we are here to empower you, inspire you, and equip you. If it's your first time tuned in, welcome to this family. We are so delighted to have you. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we just want to also remind everybody who's already a part of this family that we are available on those social media platforms. You can carry on engaging with us and sharing your thoughts and ideas and commenting on the content that we keep providing for you from Monday to Sunday, and that is on Facebook. We are available. We've got a page. You can like the page. It's Empowerment Podcast and engage with us. We also have a group on Facebook. It's #Empowerment Podcast, and we also have you can also follow us on Instagram. It's empowerment_podcast. We also have a YouTube channel where you can also interact with us. Subscribe to the channel, like, and spread the word. It's also called Empowerment Podcast. We are also available on WhatsApp on that 065-614-6614 number, and we would love to hear from you. And yeah, just keep the love going. Remember, we are in the month of February, the month of love, and you know, we experience love through God because God is love. So if we say we love, it's because we have been loved by God and we have been taught how to love. But apart from God, we cannot love. So wake up every morning and just ask God to teach you how to love, teach you how to show somebody love, teach you how to, you know, show generosity to somebody who, you know, who's the least of the people you may come across in your day, but just show them some kind of love and affection. Alrighty then, today I would like to carry on talking from the book that I shared on last week, the book called Life is a Marathon, Live It Like One. And this book is by Ngobani Johnston Makubu. He's a pastor, he's a businessman, he's also an athlete. He has ran the marathon as well, the Comrades Marathon as well, some of the ultra marathons. So last week we talked about the difference in running a kilometer, in running just a race, and running a Comrades Marathon, and in running an ultra marathon. And from this book, I've learned so many valuable things that I just keep being pushed to share with you guys. Today I want us to look at the concept of opinionated bystanders. So we're talking about opinionated bystanders. So I did explain that he uses life as a metaphor. He uses life metaphorically with relation to a marathon. So he says life is a marathon, live it like one. So while you run a marathon, if you've ever ran a marathon, or if you've ever watched people running a marathon, you know that there will be bystanders. So if you were the one watching, you were the bystander, okay? And those are the people we're going to talk about right now. So I will just read on some of the things that he says here concerning these bystanders. In the main, every major race has its own spectators who line up along the roads to wish the runners well. Okay, just before I carry on, I have been a bystander not very long ago in 2019. Yes, my brother ran the Comrades Marathon for the very first time. So we were there to support him, and we were just thrilled and happy that he had even qualified for the race. So yes, I was that bystander and a supporter all at the same time. So I know very well that moment where you want to wish the runners well, and you don't want to let go of them, but you have to let go of them so that they complete their race. You look forward to see them at the finish line. Fine. So he goes on to say, I call these people bystanders. The bystanders along the way can be characterized into 4 different types, which are: 1, the ones who have family and friends who are participating, whom they have come out to support; 2, those who know no one and have come to support simply for the love of the sport; 3, those who know no one and have come to watch in order to pass time; and 4, those who are duty bound to support by virtue of either being part of the working staff on the day or part of the charities that are beneficiaries of the day. Okay, so I know we all relate to these 4 categories. Fine, you probably have found yourself somewhere along one of these categories. So runners generally have come to expect different things from the varied categories of bystanders. Those who are known to the runner provide some unique form of assurance and validating support. Those who are not known to the runner may also provide valuable support. However, the intensity and the meaning to the runner is less intense, It is strange that sometimes one can hear even a strange voice shouting out the name of a runner with some encouraging words. The runner forgets that the name is written on the license tag that is pinned onto the runner's vest. So somehow the calling out of the name by a stranger has the ability to infuse some needed energy onto the runner. Before I go any further, I really can attest to this. So while we were waiting and waiting for my brother to reach the next level and the next stop station where we can give him some energy drinks and massage him and all of those things, we were passing time by just cheering other people, strangers, calling them by name, people from different countries, just for the sake of infusing that needed energy onto the runner. So let's go on. I have heard strangers shouting words such as "Go, Campton! Go!" or "Go! You are almost there, Ngobani." And often the latter is to be taken with the pinch of salt, as sometimes such words can be heard 30 minutes into a 6-hour run. But nonetheless, they have a positive impact on the runner. The bystanders who are duty bound also play a significant role for a runner. In this instance, let me reflect on one group of those bystanders, the medical teams along the comrades' routes, for instance. The medical team also brings about a point of relief for troubled runners along the way. Sometimes it is purely medical, and at times it is physiotherapy assistance that is provided, and this goes a long way in aiding the runner to recover until the next point in the marathon. Yo, guys, I actually experienced somebody who was having a mental breakdown. Maybe I'll just call it an emotional breakdown, and this was a male. He just sat down and started crying. They had to really attend to him. They had to give him some counseling because during his race, I can imagine a lot of emotions were let out and they just surfaced. They were surfaced, and he had to, he was confronted with them and had to deal with them right there on the race. And yeah, he had to finish the race, but he also had to take that moment and sit down and just cry and find someone to talk to about whatever that was bothering him. So I can really say that those part of this type of bystanders, the medical team, they really play a huge role, a very significant role during the day of the race. So finally, the bystanders who are along the route with no one really to support, but to simply pass time, are often opinionated and can break your spirit as a runner. I have come across some of those bystanders who have uttered words such as, "You are too slow," or "Your peers have long passed here," or even worse, "Why don't you just give up and come join us?" Sure, I can't believe what I'm reading, guys. Or, "You won't make it." Many of these bystanders are found throughout the course of an ultramarathon, and at times they hit you when you are really struggling, like one of those heels where it gets really, really tough, and it can get into your mind and mess up your run. It is important to find ways of dealing with such opinionated bystanders, particularly because they are littered across the entire journey of the marathon. So, you can't escape them. A simple visual assessment of these bystanders often reveals that they are not fit, and if they have ever run, it was perhaps to chase after some form of public transport. Sure, that was bad. Okay, despite this, their words can cut like a knife and create doubt in the mind of a tired runner. So what is the life lesson that we can take away here? In the marathon of life, many opinions will be meted out and freely given to those who run the course. As indicated earlier, it is not only those who are cheering whom you will find along the way of life. Others will tax themselves with casting negative aspersions and uttering negative and doubt-creating words along the way. The opinions of bystanders will be plenty and will come free of charge. Some of them will not be flattering. It is therefore important in the marathon of life to be able to create a strong filter in order to be able to deal with opinionated bystanders who will be throwing their views free of charge on an assignment about which they have no idea. I want to read that again. It is therefore important in the marathon of life to be able to create a strong filter in order to be able to deal with opinionated bystanders who will be drawing their views free of charge on an assignment about which they have no idea. The filter's job is to say, "Whilst I hear you, your contribution does not fit the pattern of psychology that I am prepared to embrace at this point in time." I'll read that again. This filter's job is to say, "Whilst I hear you, your contribution does not fit the pattern of psychology that I am prepared to embrace at this point in time." I'm just going to stop there because there's so much that I can go on to read, but I am just stuck on this paragraph. Growing up, we had this phrase where we would say, "Talk to the wall because the wall can't hear you." If somebody spoke words that were offensive towards you, or if somebody just made a joke out of you, a laughing stock out of you, just embarrassed you publicly, you would come out in self-defense and say, "Well, talk to the hand." You put your hand out. I know girls will relate a lot to this. Talk to the hand, or just talk to the wall because the wall can't hear you. And that is this attitude that the writer here is trying to infuse in us to say, in this marathon of life, we need to be able to create a strong filter. The job of this filter is to say, buzz off, is to say, talk to the hand. I can't hear you. Your contribution does not fit the pattern of psychology that I am prepared to embrace at this point of time. Now, many times there are voices in our heads. There are voices that we hear from people, from bystanders, from people we trusted, from people we looked up to, from family, from friends. Those words are not always nice to hear. They're not always cheering us. Sometimes they are, negative words. And that is when we now, pioneers of greatness, people who are on a journey towards becoming pioneers of greatness, need to be bold and stand up for ourselves and say, hey, whatever you're saying does not have any weight on me. It does not affect me. So you might as well shut up. Okay, as harsh as that may sound, but that is the attitude, the mentality we need to carry, we need to possess if we are going to be able to quieten or to mute the voices that are out there, the bystanders who are out there to press us down, and at the same time we also have the delight in knowing that there are bystanders who are standing there cheering us and waiting for us to be to meet us at the finishing line. And so I want you to walk this walk of discovering yourself as a pioneer of greatness, or embracing and wearing the shoes of a pioneer of greatness, with the knowledge that not everyone will be cheering for you, but there will also be people who will be cheering for you. Should you come across haters or people who do not believe in what you stand for, do not entertain them. Do not give them even a moment of your time. Even if you do not have to speak to them, but say it in your heart, say it to your mind, speak to yourself and say, whatever that I've just been told, whatever that has been spoken upon me, I block it, I reverse it in Jesus' name. I just come against it. It will not come upon me. It does not have any effect on me, it does not have any weight on me. So that is how we can really conquer, we can really attain what we want to attain, pursue those dreams, chase after those goals and make it. And one day our names will be called on that hall of fame, if you know what I mean. And that is where I'd like to stop today, with the hope and great sense of belief that this has impacted your life, and you will go further and spread it to your loved ones and share it to somebody who really needed to hear this, somebody who needed a pickup for their day-to-day go about. And while we are on that, we would just love to also once again announce that we would love to hear from you. We would love to hear your views and your comments and even your stories. Share your stories with us and create this platform and build this relationship of family bonds. Okay, so while for today, you take care, you stay blessed. May God be your sustainer. May God preserve you. May God protect you, and stay safe. Take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones. And we love you so much here on the Empowerment Podcast. We'll see you again next time. And stay tuned for the upcoming shows, which is on Saturday, Youthful and Impactful with Mr. Younger, the MC, as well as on Sunday, Soulful Talks with Ms. Friday, Nokbongom Kabela, as well as Ms. Tandazani Zulu. Okay then, take care. You stay blessed. Goodbye.